Hello all, welcome to the video lecture series on fluid mechanics and fluid machines. Today here we are for unit number 3, that is boundary layer theory, dimensional analysis and similarity. So here uh, we are going to see lecture number 1, introduction to boundary layer theory. Myself Dhananjay Rao, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Vijnan's Institute of Information Technology. Unit number 3, these are the syllabus. Boundary layer momentum theory. In boundary layer momentum theory, we are going to cover introduction topic, momentum integral equation, displacement, momentum, energy, thickness methods, and control of flow separation, streamline body, bluff body and its application, and basic concepts of velocity profiles. Here the second topic from unit number 3 is dimensional analysis and model similarity. Here we are going to cover the similarity relations, dimensional analysis and model analysis topics we are going to cover in second part of unit 3. Here it is outcome for unit number 3 to impart concepts related to boundary layer theory, boundary layer separation and dimensionless numbers, model analysis and dimensional analysis. Here it is a quick idea about the boundary layer. Boundary layer is nothing but a layer which is formed on the solid body surface. Okay, whenever a fluid is approaching onto the solid body, because of the friction, the fluid particles adhere to the particular solid body. Okay, the region on which the study in the region on which the solid boundary is nothing but boundary layer theory. Here, when a real fluid flows over a solid body, the particles, the fluid particles which will adhere to the solid boundary. Okay, so it is a condition that there is no slip occurs. There is no slip occurs means because of viscosity, that fluid particles are adhering onto the surface of the solid boundary. It is no way to escape from that region, so that it is no slip condition. This means that the velocity of the fluid which is very close to solid boundary, is 0 if the plate is stationary. Okay, close to boundary same as that of boundary. If the plate or a solid object is stationary, the velocity of the fluid at the boundary will be 0. Further away from the boundary, further away from the solid body, the velocity is going to increase to free stream velocity. Initially, the fluid particles are coming with free stream velocity u. Okay, on approaching the solid boundary, what happens at the boundary? The particles are retarding. The fluid particles are retarding. Means it is losing its velocity. It is losing its velocity to the velocity of the plate or solid object. Okay, so what it happens in that particular region of the boundary layer, the velocity profile will be generated. The velocity profile is a parabolic. Okay, means the velocity is going to increase from the bottom layer to top layer. Again it is going to increase from the second layer to third layer. Again it is going to increase from the third layer to fourth layer. It means if the particles, the velocity is going to reach free stream velocity in a certain height. Okay, the variation of velocity takes place in that narrow region, in that particular narrow region, in the vicinity of the solid boundary. That region of fluid is called boundary layer, and the study of the particular boundary layer is nothing but a boundary layer theory. Yeah, here you can see, you can observe that there are some examples which depicts the boundary layer, concept of boundary layer, how the boundary layer is going to form, how the boundary layer is growing in a particular fluid flow problem. Okay, so here there is a fluid flow pipe. Okay, you can observe the fluid particles are going inside the pipe. Okay, you can observe at the boundary surfaces, you can observe at the boundary surfaces there are some fluid particles sticking onto the surface of the particular pipe. Okay, and here also you can observe that there are some fluid particles are going to be adhered, okay, going to attach to the solid boundary. Why? Because it is losing its velocity, it is losing its velocity at this particular region. Here also you can see that there is a arrow shaped profile. Okay, so here the fluid is coming in the direction, in this direction. Okay, upon approaching the fluid, this profile, what happens? There is a boundary layer generated on the surface. Okay, so here the velocity is going to change from free stream velocity to 0 on the boundary. Okay, here also you can see that there is a car. Okay, so in that, if the free stream velocity approaches to the car, okay, so on the boundary of the car there is a boundary layer formation. You can observe there is a boundary layer formation. So here there is aeroplane wing. Okay, you can see how the boundary layer is growing to be observed in aeroplane wing also. And here there is a quick idea of dimensional analysis and model analysis from unit number 3. Okay, so this is the topic, other topic. It is a mathematical technique, study of dimensions. Okay, so dimensional analysis is a mathematical technique in which we are going to study the dimensions. For when comes to model analysis, we can predict the performance of a particular structure, hydraulic structure or a hydraulic machine. Okay, so here these two are going to be used to solve several engineering problems which are related to fluid mechanics. Yeah, so actually it is a mathematical technique which deals with the dimensions of physical quantities which are involved in a particular phenomenon. So use it to conduct model test. Dimensional analysis is an important tool for analyzing fluid flow problems. Okay, it is especially useful in presenting experimental data in a concise form. Model analysis can be used to predict the performance of a particular structure. So what we are going to perform in a particular model analysis. Okay, so before construction or before manufacturing of a particular hydraulic structure or hydraulic machine, we are going to prepare a particular model. Model is nothing but a replica of actual structure or an object or a machine. Okay, upon preparation of model, we are going to impose real-time conditions, practical real-time conditions, so that we can able to know the performance of a particular structure or a machine. So here it is, a model is a replica of actual structure and prototype is a constructed object or a structure. Here you can see that these pictures indicates the dimensional analysis and model analysis. Here there is a wind tunnel. Okay, there is a test section. Inside the test section we are going to place an object. Okay, so if you want to study the behavior of flow on a particular body shape, okay, you need to place that particular body inside the wind tunnel. Okay, so the flow which is passing over the body you can visualize using this wind tunnel. And here inside the wind tunnel there is a submarine model is placed. Okay, so upon which we are entering the fluid. Okay, here you can see that how the fluid is flowing over the body of particular this model or a particular shape. Here also there is a prototype car, there is a model car. Okay, so before going to construction we are preparing a model car. Upon preparation of model car we are testing a particular parameter on the model car so that we can predict the performance of a particular prototype before construction. Here are the 7 lectures from unit number 3. Here are the 7 lectures from unit number 3. Lecture 1, 2 and 7. So now we are in lecture number 1. Introduction to boundary layer theory, momentum integral equation. So here lecture number 1, these are the contents from lecture number 1. Introduction to boundary layer and its theory, boundary layer definition and characteristics, boundary layer thickness, thickness of boundary layer in laminar flow, thickness of boundary layer in turbulent flow, boundary layer thickness methods, assignment questions, and there is a summary. Here in this picture also you can see that there is a solid object, okay, upon which the fluid is going to enter with a free stream velocity. Okay, this is the region of boundary layer, but in the boundary layer the velocity is not free stream velocity, which is equal to small u. Okay, so velocity is going to change in this variation. Okay, so here it is laminar boundary layer, here it is turbulent transition boundary layer, here it is turbulent boundary layer, turbulent boundary layer. Okay, so initially the boundary layer is laminar. The flow in a particular boundary layer is laminar. Later it is transformed to turbulent boundary layer. Okay, the flow is transformed to turbulent. Okay, so there is a transition in between laminar to turbulent. In that the transformation of laminar flow will become to turbulent flow. Okay, so this is the transformation region. Okay, so here you can see that the flow is laminar in laminar boundary layer region. Here there is a turbulent flow, you can observe in turbulent flow region. Here it is introduction. Velocity of fluid close to the boundary will be same as that of the boundary. Means if the plate is stationary, the fluid is passing over the plate, then in the region of boundary layer the velocity will be which is equal to the plate velocity. So here in this picture you can observe that there is free stream velocity u and there is an object. Okay, when the fluid flows onto an object, okay, what happens? The fluid particles are going to adhere on to the surface. Fluid particles are going to attach to the solid boundary. So that what happens? There is a region formed. Okay, that region is nothing but a boundary layer inside which the velocity will be like this. Okay, so here we can observe there are two regions, region 1, region 2. Okay, so region 1 above the boundary layer, region 2 below the boundary layer. Means in the region 1, the velocity of fluid particles are free stream velocity. In the region 2, the velocity of fluid particles are going to be vary from 0 to free stream velocity. Okay, so here upon on the boundary layer, what is the velocity? Velocity is u. U is equal to 0.99 of free stream velocity. Okay, so here the velocity on the boundary layer, the velocity of the fluid particle is approximately 0.99 times free stream velocity. Okay, here when a real fluid flows over a solid body, a real fluid flows over a solid body or solid wall, the fluid particles are adhering to the boundary and the condition of no slip occurs. Okay, this means that the velocity of fluid particles which is very close to the solid boundary is same as that of solid body. Okay, if the boundary is stationary, then velocity of the particular fluid particles is 0. Further away, the velocity of the fluid particles, further away the velocity of the fluid particles are free stream velocity, that is u. Here no variation of velocity observed in this region, region 1. Okay, so that there is no shear resistance. Okay, there is no velocity gradient and shear stress also in this particular region. Yeah, there is a thin layer formed on the solid boundary. That thin region is nothing but a boundary layer. Okay, the study of the particular region is nothing but a boundary layer theory. This variation of velocity takes place in the narrow region. This is the narrow region in which the variation of velocity is going to be taking place. Okay, so that narrow region, in that narrow region, fluid particles, in that narrow region, the fluid particles forms a boundary layer. That boundary layer is nothing but particles are adhering onto the solid boundary. And the theory dealing with the boundary layer flows is called boundary layer theory. Yes, sir. Here, as I told that on the neighborhood of this particular region is divided into two regions, region 1, region 2. In the region 1, the velocity of the fluid particles are free stream velocity, and here in the region 2, the velocity of the fluid particles are going to vary from 0 to free stream velocity. As a result of this variation of velocity, the velocity gradient du by dy will exist, and fluid exerts a shear stress on the wall of a solid boundary, that is tau is equal to mu du by dy. Here the boundary layer definition and characteristics. Here you can see that there is a picture which indicates a complete boundary layer growth on a flat plate. Here in this picture you can observe that there is a flat plate placed. Okay, there is a free stream velocity fluid. Here there is a flat plate placed. This is smooth flat plate, and there is a free stream velocity. Okay. The entry point of the plate which is in the direction of free stream velocity is nothing but leading edge. Okay, the rear edge of the particular plate is nothing but trailing edge. Okay, so initially it formed laminar boundary layer. Okay, here the fluid moved in a distance x. Okay, so at that particular x, the vertical distance of a particular boundary layer is nothing but a boundary layer thickness, which is delta, which is delta. Okay, so here you can observe that delta. Okay, the vertical distance of the particular boundary layer at a distance x is nothing but delta. If you keep on increasing the x, what happens? The boundary layer thickness also going to increase. The boundary layer thickness also going to increase. Initially, x has this much length. Okay, for that there is a delta here. Okay, this much length, height. Okay, vertical height. If you keep on increasing the length, what happens? The boundary layer thickness also going to increase. Here this much of boundary layer thickness, here this much of boundary layer thickness. But what happens if you keep on increasing the length? The laminar flow is going to be changed into turbulent flow of a particular fluid. And there is a transition region in which the laminar fluid flow is converted into turbulent fluid flow. So that it is divided into three regions or three layers. Initially it is laminar boundary layer, and again it is transition zone, and again it is turbulent boundary layer. Okay, again you can observe that there is a laminar sublayer. Okay, so laminar sublayer is formed in the region of turbulent boundary layer, formed in the region of turbulent boundary layer. It is due to the viscous effect of the fluid, in which the velocity profile is parabolic, but the height, the thickness of the boundary layer is very low, so that the velocity in this region, is constant. Velocity is constant, so that the shear stress also constant in this laminar sublayer zone. Okay, here you can see that there is 0.99 of u. Okay, so on the boundary layer, the velocity of fluid is equal to 0.99 of free stream velocity. Here the velocity profile, it is like this. Okay, so it is parabolic in nature. Yeah, consider a boundary layer formed on a flat plate. There is a flat plate. Boundary layer is formed on the particular flat plate which is parallel to the flow direction, okay, of velocity u. Okay, the edge facing the direction of flow is called leading edge. Okay, edge facing the direction of flow is called leading edge, and the rear edge to the leading edge is nothing but a rear trailing edge. Okay, near the leading edge of the flat plate, the boundary layer is completely laminar. Near the leading edge, the boundary layer is completely laminar boundary layer. The velocity distribution is also a parabolic. The distance of x from the leading edge is obtained from Reynolds number. If it is less than 5 into 10 to the power of 5, it is laminar. If it is greater than 5 into 10 to the power of 5 is turbulent boundary layer. Okay, so we can we can call a laminar boundary layer turbulent boundary layer by the Reynolds number. Okay, if it is less than, it is laminar. If it is greater than the number which is given, 5 into 10 to the power of 5, which is a turbulent boundary layer. So here it is the formula. Reynolds number, okay, is equal to ux by nu. Okay, so here nu is kinematic viscosity, u is free stream velocity, x is distance from the leading edge. So the value which will tells us the fluid is laminar or turbulent. Fluid flow is laminar or turbulent. So here the thickness of the boundary layer is going to increase with the distance. As I told that if you keep on increasing the x, the thickness of the boundary layer also going to increase. Okay, so as more and more the fluid is slowed down. Yes. So initially some amount of fluid is going to slow down. Some amount of fluid is retarded. So if you keep on increasing the length on the plate, then the more number of fluid particles, more number of layers are going to be retarded. Okay. So that the boundary layer thickness is going to increase. At particular some place, the fluid becomes unstable and breaks into turbulent boundary layer. Okay. The short length over the boundary layer flow changes from laminar to turbulent is nothing but a transition zone. There is a laminar sublayer here. There is a laminar sublayer under turbulent boundary layer. Okay. Here the velocity profile is parabolic, but the thickness is small, so that we are assuming the velocity present in this particular laminar sublayer is constant, so that the shear stress is also constant. So we can reasonably assume that the velocity variation is linear in this particular boundary layer. Okay. So velocity gradient and shear stress can be considered constant and equal to the boundary shear stress, which is denoted by tau naught. The shear stress in sublayer, which is given by tau naught, is equal to mu du by dy. Okay. So for linear variation, du by dy is equal to u by y, so that mu du by y. Here the boundary layer thickness. The boundary layer thickness is nothing but a distance from the boundary to a point on the boundary layer. Okay. So it is a vertical distance measured between the solid body to a point on the boundary layer. Okay. Is nothing but a boundary layer thickness. Okay. So where we need to measure, where the velocity is going to approach approximately 0.99 of free stream velocity, at that particular point only we can measure the thickness. Okay. So these are three different laminar boundary layer thicknesses. Okay. So in laminar boundary layer region, we can get the thickness of laminar flow. In and in turbulent flow region, we can get the thickness of turbulent flow, and in laminar sublayer region, we can get the thickness of boundary layer in the laminar sublayer flow. So here are some characteristics of a boundary layer. Okay. So if delta increases, the thickness of boundary layer increases. What happens? Increases as a distance from leading edge x increases. What happens if you increase, keep on increasing the x? What happens? The delta, the thickness of the boundary layer also going to increase. Next, delta decreases as u increases. If the free stream velocity is increased, then what happens? The thickness, boundary layer thickness, is going to be decreased with increase of free stream velocity. And if you increase the kinematic viscosity of the particular fluid, then the boundary layer also is going to be increased. The boundary layer thickness also going to be increased. If tau naught decreases as x increases, okay, so tau naught is going to be decreases as x increases. Next, initial free stream velocity is going to increases in downward direction, then growth is reduced. Okay. So free stream velocity is increased in downstream, then definitely the boundary layer also going to be reduced. The boundary layer is going to be reduced. When free stream velocity decreases, what happens if free stream velocity is going to be decreased in downward direction? What happens? Then definitely if free stream velocity is low, then the boundary layer formation, the boundary layer thickness is going to be increased. Free stream velocity is decreased means the downstream direction, then decreases, then the boundary layer is going to be increased. Here are some other characteristics of a boundary layer on flat plate, okay, are governed by inertia force and viscous force, that is related to Reynolds number, okay, which is equal to u x divided by nu, which is Reynolds number. Okay, so if ux divided by nu, Reynolds number, is less than 5 into 10 to the power of 5, it is laminar flow. If it is greater than 5 into 10 to the power of 5, it is turbulent flow. So here, so laminar to turbulent flow depends on, okay, turbulence in ambient flow and surface roughness and pressure gradient and plate curvature and temperature difference between the plate and the fluid and the boundary. Okay, so here are the last point, the laminar sublayer zone. Yeah, so in laminar sublayer zone, the velocity profile is parabolic. Okay, the velocity profile is parabolic, though the thickness is very small, so that the velocity, we are assuming that in the laminar sublayer zone it is constant, so that the shear stress also constant. So here it is momentum integral equation. Okay, so in this case, flow rate, momentum are in the boundary layer are determined. So in this case, flow rate, momentum in the boundary layer are going to be determined using integration over the thickness. Okay, so here there is a boundary layer thickness. Okay, so we are going to determine the flow rate and momentum. Okay, so in this thickness by integrating the thickness of a particular boundary layer. The control volume ABCD is chosen. Okay, so here it is ABCD is the control volume. ABCD is the control volume. Okay, so the width of the plate is unit. The width of the particular plate is unit. Okay, and there is no flow through AD. Okay, there is a plate. Okay, so that there is no flow in the direction of AD. Okay, so now the flow through face AB. So here there is a face AB. Okay, so in this direction, the flow is integral 0 to h. H is the height. Okay, h is the height of the control volume. Okay, so we are assumed that the height is h, the control volume height is h, so that we are integrating from 0 to h. Okay, so the flow through the particular phase will be integral of 0 to h rho u dy. Rho u dy. Then next, flow through phase CD. Now the phase CD phase is here. Okay, so it has to travel dx distance. Okay, it has to travel dx distance. The flow has to travel dx distance, so that the flow through phase CD, which is equal to, okay, so initially the flow through the AB is integral of 0h rho u dy. Okay, plus, so initially this much amount. Next, d by dx of integral 0 to h rho u dy of dx. Okay, the difference should flow through BC. Okay, so actually initially there is a flow at AB, and after dx distance there is a flow at DC. Okay, so that the difference of flow through BC, as no flow is possible across AD. So in AD there is no flow is possible. In BC there is a flow possible. Okay, so the flow through phase BC, which is equal to minus of d by dx integral 0 to h rho u dy dx. This is the result of continuity principle. So this is the result of continuity principle. Considering x directional momentum flow using AB. So momentum flow using AB. So here it is AB. So which is integral 0 to h u into rho u dy. So here it is flow. Here it is flow through AB. Here it is momentum through AB. So we are multiplying this flow with velocity. Okay. So that integral 0 to h u rho u dy. In the same way, momentum flow through CD. Okay. In the same way, the mass crossing the boundary BC has velocity u infinity. So that the momentum flow through BC is minus d by dx integral 0 to h u infinity rho u dy dx. So upon summing up all the momentum flow in the control volume, okay, so d by dx of integral 0 to h u minus u infinity rho u dy dx. Here u infinity is 0 beyond the boundary layer thickness. U minus u infinity is 0 beyond the boundary layer thickness. The integration limit in the equation 1 can be taken as delta instead of h. Okay, initially we took h. Okay, instead of h we are taking as delta, so that the force on the control volume surface is minus tau dx is equal to minus mu du by dy dx. So by equating this with this equation, so finally it is d by dx of integral 0 to h u infinity minus u rho u dy, which is equal to mu du by dy. Here d by, again we can write this in this form also, d by dx of u infinity square integral of 0 to h u by u infinity 1 minus u by u infinity of dy, which is equal to mu du by dy, which is in terms of which is in terms of mu. So this equation is nothing but momentum integral equation. So here are the thickness of boundary layer. There are three methods: displacement thickness method, momentum thickness method, energy thickness method. Okay, so these are the mathematical expressions by which we are going to measure boundary layer, So what is displacement thickness, what is momentum thickness, what is energy thickness? Okay, so here in displacement thickness, okay, we are displacing the boundary to compensate the flow rate. We are displacing the boundary to compensate for the reduction in the flow rate. When comes to momentum thickness, we are displacing the boundary to compensate for the loss of momentum. In this energy thickness, we are displacing the boundary of the particular boundary layer to compensate for loss of kinetic energy. Here are the assignment questions. Explain briefly the term boundary layer and give 4 examples of boundary layer in real time. Next, what is slip condition in the boundary layer formation? Explain the characteristics of laminar and turbulent boundary layers. Define boundary layer and explain the fundamental causes of its existence. Define the following terms like laminar, turbulent and laminar sublayer. Next, derive momentum integral equation. So here are the topics I covered. So which is based on assignment questions are based on the topics I covered in this lecture number 1. So here are some of the highlights. So here the narrow region which is formed on the boundary is nothing but a boundary layer. Okay, the study of the particular boundary layer is nothing but a boundary layer theory. And here the laminar and turbulent flow, which is defined based on the Reynolds number. If the Reynolds number below 5 into 10 power 5, it is laminar flow, and if it is greater than 5 into 10 power 5, it is turbulent flow. Next, the velocity profile which is formed on the boundary layer, the velocity profile which is formed on the boundary layer is parabolic, and the variation of the particular velocity is from 0 to 0.99 of free stream velocity, upon which above further the velocity is free stream velocity. And here boundary layer thickness methods, displacement, momentum, and energy methods. So here it is end of the slide. Thank you, and we can meet in the next lecture, lecture number 2. It is boundary layer thickness methods. Thank you.